channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Ironclad RC. I'm Big B. Thank you guys for riding with me. Today we're going to be working on rudders with the Deltaforce 23. This is a monohull boat. In my previous video, I actually sharpened the rudder up on this ready-to-run recoil, and it was really dull. And I sharpened up the rudder blade, and I gained 4 miles per hour top speed. All right, just from having a dull rudder to a sharp rudder, 4 miles an hour. That's crazy, right? So I got to thinking. I was like, you know what? Let's tinker around with rudder shapes. I have external pickups on my boat. That's not a rudder water pickup, so I'm able to make some knife blade type rudders that and kind of see what it does to the boat. I have a wide rudder here, same length but wider, all right, with a little bit steep angle, all right, and then I have a straight rudder blade with no angle. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see a little experiment. I mean, they're not like, Speedmaster rudders. I made these here at my house with a file, side grinder, buffer, etc. And I've done it in the past with different rudders. I've shortened rudder blades up on certain boats, lengthened rudders, and you get a whole different ride. Whether good or bad, it changes the way the boat handles dramatically. So yeah, it should be interesting, a fun little experiment, so stick around, don't blink. Big B here with Ironclad RC. Rudders, these rudder blades I made are a little thinner than the bracket accepts, so I'm actually just gonna simply wrap some electrical tape around it, re-drill my hole, and yeah, I've actually tapped. See, I tapped the holes in these so it accepts the big screw, and then we got the breakaway on the back. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna finish taping them up. I'll see you guys at the pond. Here we're at the little pond. We're gonna just kind of run it and see if we can see any differences with these two rudders. I actually just made this one. It's like a knife blade. Super thin, super thin. So maybe we'll take this one and the wedge style rudder to the big pond and do some GPS passes with it. But today we're just going to be looking for handling in the turns, out of the turns. I'll put each one on the boat and give it a rip. All right, so this is the rudder I've had on the boat. You guys have seen it run. I've got the big turn fins on. All right, nice and smooth in the corner with the big turn fins. Pretty good response. Right when I turn the boat, it turns, okay? It don't. All right, so we'll make one more pass. Just kind of watch what the boat's doing. It's about the only way I could do this, really. So you see how it's turning? Nice turn. All right. With the smaller turn fins on this boat would bounce in the corner. All right, so I've got the straight blade rudder on, straight up and down with the boat. Okay, so let's see how it handles. I think we're going to see a big difference. Oh wow, it's got the bow pushed down. Look at that. See how she's wanting a porpoise? All right. The boat's actually, before the boat was kind of riding like this, nice with no bounce. All right, with this rudder on, it's actually pushed the bow of the boat down a little bit. It's actually pushed it down so much that it's causing a little bit of porpoising. So check it out. You see that? See how it's porpoising? All right. It may be because it's not, I got it sharp. Wow, it's real tight turn, a lot tighter turn. The blade width at the bottom is a lot deeper and it's straight up and down. It's a lot more sensitive. Wow. Whoa, it's a lot more sensitive. Holy cow. All right, and that rudder is just a hair longer, like 2 millimeters longer. Wow. Oh, I went through the weeds. Yeah, it's really sensitive. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's put the really fat wide one on, like twice the width almost. So I'm gonna put this one on. Okay. Here's the stock, or the one I've been running. All right. So you see where the leading edge is on this rudder? It's right under the pivot point. So that should change the ride a lot. And the trailing edge of the rudder is actually canted forward. So let's see how this one does. Oh wow. So that's actually got the bow down too. And it's making it skip. You see that? All right, so let's see what it does in a turn. Tight turn, a lot of skip in the turn. All right. This rudder shape isn't not ideal at all for this boat. It's got a angle back, and the trailing edge is angled forward. So I don't know. Let's see. That's a right turn. All right. Wow. So it actually cut harder left than I thought. So it actually cuts harder left with this blade than the original blade I was using. Oh, there goes my battery. Just enough time to get 3 runs in. Actually got the knife blade rudder to fit on. All right, let's see if there's enough juice in the boat for one more little go around with the knife blade. These 2 rudders right here actually seem like it slowed the boat down, so I probably need to sharpen them up some more and taper them off a little bit more. I'll do that tonight. But this one right here actually did the best. Okay, the wide one, that was actually terrible. Too much drag. So let's see how the knife blade one works. I actually got it to fit on there, so let's check it out. All right, this is a knife blade. All right, so she's actually wanting to veer, so it's probably too thin. Probably too thin vibration. Good left turn. Right turn. It actually feels fast with this knife blade. Faster, more punch. A lot more punch than the other blades. I got the small turn fins on. We're about to try all the rudders out, but I just wanted to throw in there that I looked for information about rudder shapes, rudder sizes, length, etc., thickness, and how they react to different boats. Online, I couldn't find much information about this, and this is how I kind of test out different rudders. If I have a theory about something, I'll test it out. Take this information with a grain of salt, because my boat may not be the same as your boat. It may not be the same setup, same weight distribution, the distance the rudder, propeller, everything is from the transom, everything is different on each boat, so take it with a grain of salt. But all right, original blade with the small turn fins. You see the skip? See the skip? Not holding the water with the small turn fins. You see it skipping? All right. All right, now let's try the straight one. Okay, we'll try the straight one now and see how the boat handles with a straight turn fin. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I had to make the rudder blades, and then now I've got to test all 4 of them, so it's a lot of work. So I hope you like it. All right, so the straight rudder blade, small turn fins. All right, let's give it a shot. Still skipping, jeez. All right, so it's definitely the turn fin size. It's not the rudder angle. It's not the rudder angle like I was thinking. So I'm gonna drop it down just a hair more, so they're in the water a little bit more. I think I'm gonna go with a wider turn fin at the bottom. I may just make them. All right, I turn, still skipping. All right, one more shot with this, with the wide straight blade. All right, one more shot real quick. Yeah, still bouncing. All right, yeah. So let's put the other rudder on, the second one. Well, I guess it would be the third one. The big fat wide one. All right, this is the big fat one, test 2. That's got the angle on the front and the back. Oh wow, shit, that one actually. Oh, let's see. Still skipping in the corner. Yeah. It almost looks like the rudder's coming out of the water. That's why it's skipping. So our next rudder video, we're going to use a longer rudder. All right, we're going to put a longer rudder on. I'm going to make a long one and see if it holds the water in the corner with a long one. I solved the bounce in the corners with the bigger turn fin. I'm just curious to see if anything else will fix it, you know? Yeah, she's skipping. So it's definitely the turn fins that fix the bounce in the corner. Oh, but it's actually running good with that rudder there, that wide one, with the smaller turn fins. None of the rudders performed good with the small turn fins on it. All right, so it was definitely the turn fins causing the bounce. I needed bigger turn fins. I was thinking it might have been the angle, the leading edge angle, causing the bounce in the corner. I know that Imano likes a straight, 90 degrees to the bottom of the boat, basically, for good performance. I was hoping it was the rudder. That would have made my video worthwhile, but it just goes to show you, you think you got something figured out, and you learn that you don't. So knife edge, testing the knife edge, the knife blade rudder. All right, test 2, small turn fins. Oh shit, what? The knife blade actually cuts the water better in the turn. Look at that. No bounce. What? The knife blade rudder actually done the best with the small turn fins. And it's the same length as the other rudders. Left turn. Yeah, left turn, no bounce. Wow. And I just said you think you got it figured out, and that goes to show you you don't. Got weeds on it. Oh wow, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. So with the small turn fins, the knife blade rudder has done the best. All right, with the small turn fins, the thinnest blade I got. Yeah, look at that. Little bounce. Wow. So I'm interested to see how this stacks up in our next video. You know, with this blade, with this rudder blade and the GPS. Oh, I'm stuck tighter than a dick hat band over there. Oh man. So yeah, the knife blade with the small turn fins is handling the best. All right, and the big turn fins, the rudder I had on the boat, the original rudder, performed the best with the big turn fins. Yeah, no bounce. Look at that. Oh, caught a rail that time. And it cuts hard. Look at that. So that's less drag on the boat. Less drag on the boat with a thin rudder blade. My opinion. Now, the rudder that I've had on the boat, which is this one right here, okay? This rudder probably handled the best out of them all right? Second best was this straight rudder blade, all right? I think if I sharpen it up a little bit more and get the taper a little bit better, this one right here might be the best bet, okay? This one. And the big fat wide one, it handled the worst out of all of them. So if you're thinking about putting a really wide rudder on your boat for better turning, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend a real wide one. This one right here seemed to do the best. On a monohull, I've noticed on a monohull, the rudders don't like to be canted back like that or forward. They like to be straight up and down, a straight blade like that. Catamarans, which is what this rudder right here is, the one that I've been using on the boat, they actually like this type of rudder that has, it's narrowed down to nothing. You know, catamarans like that style rudder better than a straight blade rudder. Not a lot of information online about this type of stuff, so that's why I wanted to kind of, make a video, tinker, test, and tune. Try them out, see how each one performs on the boat. Just like this one, it was wanting to nosedive until I sharpened up the blade. Did you see how it wanted to nosedive when I had the big fat wide rudder blade on it? The third one we tried, it wanted to actually nosedive. So yeah, just something for you guys to think about. Thank you for watching. It was a kind of a fun little experiment. I think I'm going to do a part 2 with the GPS and stuff in it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC, channel over tinker, test, and tune everything RC. We'll see you guys next time.